Hey guys, today we are going to do some watercolor painting, but we are going to do it a non-traditional way and use some coffee grounds. So that way, if you do not have paint supplies at home, everybody usually has some coffee. Here is the supplies that you will need to do this art project. You will need some coffee grounds, a container of some sort. It can be a lid of a container, a paintbrush, a piece of paper, pencil with an eraser, a little bit of hot water, a Sharpie or some sort of waterproof pen. First thing you will need is your container to put a little bit of coffee grounds in. So I'm going to take my bag of coffee and I am going to pour some coffee grounds in it. And there's not a set amount. You just don't want a ton right now. Just, you know, get a little amount to get started. You're gonna get your hot water and just pour just a little bit in there. And then take your paintbrush and just kind of stir it up. Then we're gonna just put that to the side. And another thing that you might need that I didn't include in the supply list is a paper towel. So if you want one of those, you can use that just because I got like a spill. So I'm gonna get me a paper towel. And your pencil, and we are going to draw a coffee cup since we are painting with coffee grounds. Now when we paint this coffee cup, we draw it, we want you to be able to see the coffee inside of it. So I'm going to draw an oval. Next, we are going to draw a U shape, but a short U, because it's going to be like we're looking more down in to the coffee. And we'll put our coffee like this. And we'll want a base around the coffee. So to make it look like it has a base inside the coffee cup, like a rim, all you have to do is just draw another circle inside of it. Okay, next we are going to put a handle on the coffee cup. So I'm just going to draw just a traditional handle. It's kind of like an ear, but you can make your handle however you want. And then I want to put a line that shows where the coffee cup is sitting. Now if you do that as well, don't put your line right here where you start the bottom of your coffee cup. Kind of do it a little bit behind it so it makes it look like it's actually sitting there. And last but not least, I am going to draw some steam coming out of mine because I love drawing curly cues. Okay. Next, you are going to need your Sharpie pen or your permanent marker. And we are going to trace what we just drew. This always makes your drawings look better. If you have a thicker Sharpie, your drawing should be fine. I know some of you worried that if you outline it, it'll mess up what you drew with pencil. But this drawing does not have much detail. And don't worry if you don't trace it exactly where your lines are, because we are going to go over it with an eraser. So as you see here, I finished tracing my whole picture. And now I'm going to erase all my pencil marks. And if you use a permanent marker, it will not smear. So you don't need to worry about if you erase, it might smear my lines. But when you use a Sharpie over it, you always want to erase, because especially when you're going to use watercolor, because it's going to make your painting look a lot better. Okay, here we go. Now we are ready to paint. Okay. I have my paintbrush and I have dipped it in the coffee ground mixture. And you don't want too much on your brush, so you kind of just want to take it and dab it on the side of your container each time, because I have really thick paper like cardstock that I'm using, and if your paper's thinner, it's just gonna melt. Okay, the first thing that I'm going to paint on is I'm going to do the coffee, the actual coffee. So you're just, when you paint, don't hold your paintbrush like this and push it down, because you will ruin your paintbrush. You want to hold it on its side, like at an angle, and you're just going to do light strokes. Now, if you want darker color, you can get a chunk of just the coffee grounds. So you see I have all these coffee grounds, and that's light, and then this is thick. Get a big chunky amount of it and just rub it on there. I'm just going to keep doing it, because it'll give it a different effect after it dries. I want my coffee part to be the darkest. Now the rest of it, I'm going to kind of wash it off in the coffee water. And now I'm going to go along the sides of my coffee cup. Now I want my coffee cup to be white, so I'm just gonna give it some detail. Just go around the edges. And then I think I am going to make my table like a wooden table. Now when this dries, you can use traditional watercolor with it. You could probably, I don't know if I have any where I could show you, but you probably could just use food coloring with water if you want a little bit of color in yours. And then I might just do like a little edge of it, like right there. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to add a little bit into my smoke that's coming from the steam of my coffee pot. And I might add just a little bit extra coffee grounds. And that's it. We have a non-traditional watercolor painting with coffee grounds. I hope you guys enjoyed today's lesson. If you try this at home, I would love if you would post it in the comments. And you absolutely do not want to hold it like I just did, because it will drip. But if you just lay it flat, or if you have a hair dryer, you probably can dry it with a hair dryer, it will dry pretty fast. So we will see you tomorrow. Bye.